Although nowadays basketball is known as more of an American sport, its inventor is a Canadian grad student James Naismith. He was born in Almonte, Ontario, Canada, and was the second child of Scottish immigrants Margaret and John Naismith. He studied a few different professions. These included sports education, physician, Christian chaplain, sports coach, and innovator. He married Evelyn Sherman in 1894, and together they had 5 children. He left Canada for Massachusetts in 1891 to further pursue his interests in physical education.
Director at La Sierra High School has developed a program that assures every student of physical excellence. Exercise on the grip swing puts muscles on the least athletic. Extension push-ups are among the toughest of the drills.
And Christian ministry. He became an American citizen in 1925. He was tasked to create a game that could be played in YMCA gyms in order to keep college students active and fit throughout winter. He was the third and only successful person sent on this mission, thus he gave it quite a bit of thought. Years later, in his journal, they found a passage that reads, "I felt this was a crucial moment in my life as it meant success or failure of my attempt to hold the interest of the class and devise a new game." His boss also expressed that the game should be fair for all players and not too rough. So with that, he created a game that would focus on skill rather than on strength. He wrote the original basketball rulebook with the 13 rules and founded the University of Kansas basketball program. A few of the rules include: number 1, the ball may be thrown in any direction with one or both hands. Number 2, the ball may be batted in any direction with one or both hands, but never with a fist. Number 3, the player cannot run with the ball. The player must throw it from the spot on which he catches it. Number 4, the ball must be held by the hands. The arms or body must not be used for holding it, and so on and so forth. The very first game of basketball was played in December 21st, 1891. It was quite unlike it is now. It was played with 9 players per side, because this class had 18 people in it, trying to toss a soccer ball into peach baskets attached to balconies 10 feet high at each end of the gymnasium. Every time a basket was made, someone had to use a ladder to climb up and retrieve the ball. However, in the first game, there was only 1 score made throughout the entire game. The first public basketball game took place in 1892. After that, the game spread very quickly and became popular very fast. The first intercollegiate competition was between the Minnesota School of Agriculture and Hamline College. This game was played in 1895. The first women's match took place a year later. The first basketball league was founded in 1898. That's 7 years before nets replaced the original peach baskets. By 1936, the sport had become an official event in the Summer Olympics that took place in Berlin. Naismith lived to see this happen, and also the beginnings of the National Invitation Tournament in 1938 and the NCAA Tournament in 1939. Later, in 1939, Naismith suffered a severe brain hemorrhage, which is essentially bleeding in or around the brain. He died 9 days later, on November 28, 1939, at the age of 78. In 1946, the National Basketball Association, NBA, was officially established and grew to be a multi-billion-dollar enterprise by the end of the century.
You got to be aware of the inbounder here if you're Philly.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Should the Spurs foul? Should Miami go for the 3 right away?
Just attack the basket.
James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer. Bang!